Sometimes, the most powerful feelings are the ones left unspoken. You might sense there's something special between you and a certain guy, but the words never come out. He acts differently around you. Yet when you try to get closer, he seems distant or shy. Maybe he looks at you in a way that makes your heart race. But when you catch his gaze, he quickly looks away. If this sounds familiar, you're not imagining things. There's a strong chance he wants you badly but is too shy or scared to confess his feelings. Shyness can be confusing. It often masks the true emotions underneath, making it hard to tell whether someone is truly interested or just being polite. Unlike confident guys who wear their hearts on their sleeves, shy men struggle to express what they feel inside. They want to be close, to connect, but fear rejection or embarrassment stops them from speaking up. So instead, they communicate in quiet, subtle ways that only those paying close attention can understand. If you've ever wondered whether a shy guy likes you but just won't say it, you're in the right place. This guide will reveal the key signs that show he's deeply attracted to you, but is too nervous to admit it out loud. These signals aren't always obvious, but once you know what to look for, they become impossible to ignore. From the way he avoids eye contact yet keeps stealing glances, to the small excuses he makes just to be near you, these clues tell a story of hidden desire and unspoken emotions. You'll learn how his body language speaks louder than words, how nervous laughter and blushing betray his feelings, and why he might prefer texting over face-to-face conversations. Even the little things, like remembering your favorite details or asking mutual friends about you, are his way of showing affection without risking vulnerability. Understanding these signs can change the way you see your interactions with him. Instead of wondering or guessing, you'll gain clarity about his intentions. This knowledge empowers you to respond with kindness and confidence, whether you want to encourage him to open up or decide if you want to take the lead. Attraction is complicated, especially when shyness is involved. But beneath the quiet exterior lies a heart full of hope and longing. If you pay attention to these subtle signs, you might discover a love story waiting to bloom. A story that starts not with bold words, but with gentle, shy signals that say, "I want you badly, even if I'm too scared to say it." So, get ready to unlock the mystery behind his silence and discover the 11 unmistakable signs that prove his falling for you, even if he can't bring himself to confess just yet. 1. He avoids eye contact but always looks your way. One of the most telling signs that a shy guy wants you badly but is too timid to confess is the way he manages eye contact. Unlike confident individuals who meet your gaze head-on, he often looks away quickly when you catch him staring. This behavior stems from nervousness and fear of being vulnerable. Eye contact is a powerful form of communication. It can express attraction, interest, and connection without saying a word. For a shy person, maintaining eye contact with someone they like feels intimidating because it exposes their feelings. However, even if he avoids direct eye contact, he still finds subtle ways to look at you. He might glance at you from across the room or sneak quick peeks when he thinks you're not noticing. This mix of avoidance and longing shows the internal conflict he's facing. His heart says, "Look at her," but his shyness tells him to look away. This contradictory behavior is a strong indication that he is drawn to you emotionally, even if is not ready to openly admit it. Moreover, this kind of gaze is often accompanied by other subtle body language cues, such as slightly smiling when you make eye contact or nervously adjusting his posture. He might also look away quickly if you catch him staring because he's embarrassed. Over time, you might notice a pattern where he's constantly aware of your presence, even if he tries to mask it by not holding your gaze for too long. Understanding this sign requires paying close attention to these micro-expressions. It's a silent, almost secret language of attraction for those who find verbal communication challenging. If you catch him stealing glances but avoiding prolonged eye contact, it's a clear hint that he wants you badly but lacks the confidence to confess his feelings. 2. Nervous around you in social situations. Another key sign that he is interested in you but too shy to confess is his nervous behavior when you are in social settings together. This nervousness can manifest in several ways, such as fidgeting, stumbling over words, or acting unusually quiet. For shy people, social situations, especially those involving someone they like, can be overwhelming. The pressure to impress or say the right thing often causes anxiety. When he's around you, you might notice that he becomes less composed than usual. Maybe he nervously plays with his hands, taps his foot repeatedly, or avoids initiating conversations. Sometimes he may laugh too loudly or awkwardly at your jokes because he's trying hard to make a good impression but doesn't quite know how. This nervousness is a genuine sign of his attraction. It's his body's way of reacting to the excitement and fear of being vulnerable in front of you. His shy demeanor might also mean he keeps his distance in group settings, standing at the edge of the circle or behind friends instead of stepping forward. This could be because he feels unsure about how to act around you or worries about being rejected if he tries to approach too openly. The key to understanding this sign is realizing that his nervousness isn't a lack of interest. It's the opposite. He cares deeply but is overwhelmed by his own feelings. If you notice he's noticeably more anxious or awkward when you're around compared to when he's with others, it's a clear indication he wants you badly but fears confession. 3. Find small excuses to be near you. One of the most subtle yet powerful signs of a shy person's attraction is their tendency to find small excuses just to be close to you. Because they are too nervous to express their feelings directly, they use indirect ways to stay near you without making it obvious. This might seem like coincidence at first, but when you notice a pattern, it becomes clear that it's intentional. He might volunteer to help you with tasks, offer to carry something for you, or accidentally bump into you at places where he knows you'll be. These small actions are his way of creating moments to interact without the pressure of a full conversation or confession. Being physically close gives him a chance to feel connected and perhaps even hear your voice or catch your scent, which strengthens his emotional attachment. He might also linger nearby during social events or choose to sit beside you in group settings even if he doesn't talk much. This quiet presence is a way to show interest without having to say anything. Shy people often struggle to start deep conversations, so being near you is their way of expressing attraction silently. This behavior is usually accompanied by subtle signs like a shy smile when you notice him or a quick glance your way when he thinks you're not looking. If you find he repeatedly looks for ways to be physically close without being intrusive, it's a strong indication that he wants you badly but is too shy to say it outright. 4. His body language speaks more than words. When a shy guy wants you badly but can't express it verbally, his body language often becomes his loudest form of communication. Because he struggles to find the right words or summon the courage to confess, he unconsciously reveals his feelings through subtle physical cues. These nonverbal signs can include leaning toward you when you speak, mirroring your movements, or keeping his feet pointed in your direction even when you're not talking. You might notice that he nervously adjusts his clothing or hair when you're around, classic signs of someone wanting to look their best in front of someone they admire. He may also fidget with objects, like tapping a pen or playing with his phone, showing his internal nervous energy. Unlike confident suitors who boldly state their feelings, shy men rely heavily on these nonverbal hints because speaking up feels too vulnerable or scary. Another common body language sign is when he subtly copies your gestures or posture. This is called mirroring, and it's a subconscious way people show rapport and attraction. For example, if you cross your arms, he might do the same. If you lean forward, he might lean forward too. This imitation is a silent "I'm connected to you" signal, often unnoticed by those who aren't paying close attention. His smile also tells a lot. It might be shy and fleeting, not a broad grin, but you'll catch it whenever your eyes meet. This kind of shy smile often comes with a quick glance away, showing both attraction and nervousness at being caught expressing it. By learning to read these body language clues, you can understand what his words won't say. When combined with other signs like nervousness or wanting to be near you, his nonverbal communication paints a clear picture. He wants you badly but is held back by shyness. 5. He remembers little details about you. One of the sweetest and most telling signs a shy guy likes you is his remarkable memory for small details about your life. While he may not openly declare his feelings, he listens carefully whenever you talk and stores away little facts that most people would forget. This could be your favorite drink, a story about your childhood, your pet's name, or even the name of your best friend. Remembering these details is his way of showing care without being direct. Because he's too shy to say, "I like you," he uses actions to prove it. When he brings up something you mentioned in passing or surprises you by recalling a minor preference, it shows he values what you say and pays special attention to you. This attentiveness often surprises shy guys' crushes because it feels very personal. He might not say much, but when he does, his words carry weight. He wants to show that you're important to him by remembering and acknowledging your interests and experiences. This habit is a silent but powerful expression of affection. Moreover, remembering details helps him build a connection and find common ground. If he knows your favorite movie or hobby, he can gently bring it up as a conversation starter, easing his anxiety about talking to you. It's a subtle way to keep the interaction going without having to dive into deep emotional confessions. If you notice that he recalls things you never expected him to remember, it's a strong signal that he's interested. This kind of thoughtful behavior comes from a place of admiration and the desire to be close to you, even if his words don't yet say so. 6. Acts protective when you're around. Even the shyest guy often shows his feelings by instinctively wanting to protect the person he cares about. If he wants you badly but is too shy to confess, you might notice subtle protective behaviors whenever you're around. These actions are his way of expressing concern and affection without having to put his feelings into words. He might stand or sit close to you in crowded or uncomfortable situations, positioning himself as a buffer against anything unpleasant. For example, if someone is invading your personal space or if the environment feels tense, he might unconsciously step closer or keep an eye on the situation to make sure you're safe. You could also see him offering help in small ways, like carrying something heavy for you or making sure you get home safely after an event. These protective gestures are natural expressions of care and respect, but also reveal his deeper feelings beneath the surface. Sometimes, this protection extends to emotional support. He might listen carefully when you're upset or stressed, trying to comfort you quietly rather than making grand declarations. His shy nature makes him less likely to be loud or dramatic about it, but his protective instincts are clear if you watch closely. Recognizing this sign means paying attention to how he behaves when you need support, even in subtle ways. If he consistently shows up as a quiet guardian, it's a strong indication he wants you badly but is too shy to tell you directly. 7. Gets easily flustered when you talk to him. When a shy guy is attracted to you but too nervous to express it openly, he often becomes visibly flustered during your interactions. This means that even simple conversations can cause him to blush, stumble over his words, or lose his usual composure. His mind might race with excitement and anxiety, making it difficult to speak clearly or think of the right things to say. This flustered state is a direct result of his strong feelings combined with a lack of confidence. He cares so much about making a good impression that the pressure can overwhelm him. You may notice him looking away quickly, clearing his throat often, or nervously laughing at things that aren't particularly funny. These are all signs that his attraction is real, but he feels vulnerable and unsure about how to act. This nervousness can sometimes lead him to say awkward things or avoid deep conversations altogether. Instead of confessing his feelings, he might keep things light and casual because that feels safer. His flustered behavior is his body's way of showing you just how much you mean to him, even if his words don't. 8. Tries to make you laugh but fumbles sometimes. A shy guy who likes you often wants to create moments of joy and connection, even if he struggles with confidence. One way he does this is by trying to make you laugh or smile, hoping to break the ice and build a bond. However, because of his nervousness, these attempts might come out a bit awkward or clumsy. He might tell a joke that falls flat or use playful teasing that feels slightly offbeat. Sometimes his timing isn't perfect, or he overthinks what he wants to say. These small fumbles are actually endearing signs that he's trying hard to impress you but is held back by his shyness. Despite the occasional awkward moment, his genuine desire to make you happy shines through. If you notice him frequently trying to bring humor or lightness to your interactions, it's a strong indicator that he cares deeply. His mistakes aren't signs of disinterest. They are proof of his nervous effort to connect. 9. Uses texts or messages to express himself more. For shy guys, direct face-to-face conversations can be intimidating, especially when feelings are involved. That's why many choose texting or messaging as their preferred way to communicate. Through written words, They feel more control and less pressure, allowing them to express thoughts and emotions they might struggle to share in person. If he sends thoughtful messages, remembers details, or initiates conversations online more than in real life, it could mean he wants you badly but is too shy to confess openly. Texting gives him time to think, choose his words carefully, and avoid the immediate vulnerability of a live reaction. Often, these messages are more personal or revealing than his spoken words. He might share his day, ask about yours, or even drop subtle hints of affection via text. His digital communication acts as a safer bridge toward closeness, showing his interest in a low-pressure way. If you notice he's more engaged and expressive in text than when you meet, it's a classic sign of shy attraction. 10. Seems distracted when you're not paying attention. A shy guy who wants you badly but is too shy to confess often shows signs of distraction when he's around you. This isn't because he's bored or uninterested. In fact, it's quite the opposite. His mind is likely preoccupied with thoughts about you, making it difficult to focus on anything else. You might notice him staring off into the distance or seeming lost in thought during conversations or group settings. Sometimes, when you catch his eye, he quickly snaps back to attention or looks away, embarrassed to be caught daydreaming about you. This distraction is a subtle clue that is emotionally invested but unsure how to act on his feelings. This tendency to zone out can also mean he's trying to work up the courage to talk to you or waiting for the perfect moment to say something important, but holds back due to shyness. His distracted behavior is a silent admission that you occupy a big space in his mind, even if he doesn't openly express it. 11. Blushes or shows physical signs of nervousness. Blushing is one of the most honest and involuntary signs that someone is attracted to you but too shy to say it outright. When a shy guy wants you badly, his body might betray him through redness in the cheeks, sweating, or shaky hands whenever you are near or talking to him. Because he struggles to control these physical reactions, they become clear indicators of his feelings. He may try to hide his blushing by looking down or turning away, but the color rising to his face is hard to miss. Other signs like fidgeting, nail-biting, or clearing his throat repeatedly also signal nervousness tied to attraction. These physical responses show that his emotions are intense and real, even if he can't verbalize them. If you notice he blushes whenever your attention is on him, it's a strong sign he wants you badly but is held back by his shyness. 12. Ask mutual friend about you subtly. Shy guys who want you but fear direct confession often turn to mutual friends to learn more about you or to find ways to get closer. Instead of approaching you directly, they might casually ask friends about your interests, relationship status, or upcoming plans. This indirect method helps him gather information without risking rejection. It's also a way to feel connected to you through people you both trust. He may ask questions that seem innocent but are actually aimed at understanding how he might get closer to you, or if you feel the same way. If you hear from mutual friends that has been asking about you, it's a clear indication that he's interested. This behavior reflects his hesitation, but also his determination to stay involved in your life in some capacity. 13. Gets quiet or shy when you compliment him. When a shy guy likes you, receiving a compliment from you can catch him off guard and make him suddenly quiet or shy. Because he isn't used to being the focus of your positive attention, he might not know how to respond naturally. Instead of confidently saying thank you, he may blush, look down, or mumble something awkward. This reaction happens because your compliment validates feelings he's been too nervous to express. It shines a spotlight on him, and his shy nature makes him feel vulnerable. His sudden silence or bashfulness is actually a sign that he values your opinion and is emotionally affected by your words. So, when you see him shrinking a little or struggling for words after you praise him, it's a strong hint that he wants you badly but is overwhelmed by his own feelings. 14. Shows genuine interest in your hobbies and life. Even if he doesn't openly say he likes you, a shy guy who cares will try to learn about the things you love. He will ask questions about your hobbies, favorite activities, and experiences because he wants to understand you better and find ways to connect. This interest isn't superficial, it's genuine. He listens carefully and remembers what you tell him. By doing so, he hopes to build common ground and create opportunities for future conversations or shared experiences. His shy personality might keep him from making bold moves, but his curiosity about your life shows his deep attraction. If you notice him bringing up your interests later or suggesting doing something related to your hobbies, it's a quiet way of showing he wants to be part of your world. 15. Hesitates before making plans to see you. A shy guy who wants you badly but is too shy to confess will often hesitate or seem unsure when it comes to making plans to meet up. This hesitation comes from fear of rejection or not knowing how you truly feel about him. He might suggest casual group hangouts instead of one-on-one meetings or wait for you to initiate plans. When he does try to make plans, he could be vague about details or second-guess himself multiple times. This behavior reflects his desire to spend time with you, but also his insecurity about taking the next step. Despite this hesitation, his efforts to be around you, even if indirect, show that he wants you badly. If you see him struggling with making concrete plans but still trying to find reasons to see you, it's a clear sign of his shy affection.